Graham Wharton stared at the blueprint anchored down on his drafting table, but the weak winter sunlight that pooled on the paper had no hope of breaking through the fog. He knew very well that he needed to pull out his slide rule and a scrap sheet of paper and do some maths. He knew he had to sort out very practical questions, like how many support beams the tower would require and how far apart they could be. But for the life of him, all he could think about was Gemma in that blasted evening gown at Marigold's wedding, standing there like one of these drawn support pillars, immobile and stiff. She wasn't supposed to be like that. Gemma had always been the first one to take to the dance floor, laughter spilling from her lips, lamplight gilding her fair hair with gold. How many times over the years had he teased her about her enthusiasm? Gemma Gem, sparkling like a diamond. Gemma Gem, gleaming like an emerald. Gemma Gem with her ruby-red lips always ready to smile. The wedding ball was the first he'd seen her smile in nearly a year. A year. It hadn't been for him, and it hadn't been sincere, and it certainly hadn't sparkled like a gemstone. Even so, it had knocked the wind out of him. He'd seen it still in his mind's eye after she stormed from the room, and he'd been seeing it ever since. And it wasn't just one smile he saw. It was a whole collage of them. All her smiles through the years, starting from the one she'd given him when he was a confused, lonely boy sent to live with cousins he'd never met. Her smile then had been the beacon telling him safe harbour waited there. It had been the beacon calling him home ever since.